Let's begin indeed. Hello people, Jerry speaking. TheCrazyBunch's web show's number 200 and oh man, what number one? 123. So we go at. Today we're doing not one, not two, but 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 dev topics today. We got 3 very important news to share. 2 of them news related, one of them is a history topic to talk about. So let's talk about it right now. So shall we? So we got for us. His name is Chris Hill. Born that name, he was a British disc jockey. Okay? He worked at the club Lazy Lady, something like that, and Hillford, something like that. As well as a good mom, Cabby Holland. And it's with the head of a soul mafia, a group of DJs, which included Greg Edwards, DJ Glock, Foggy, something like that, Jeff Young, and of course, Robbie Vincent. In London and southeast of England in the early 80s, he was a major input in the creation of British break-funk music scene of the late 70s, early 80s. He was born on January 8th, 1945, but his career began on his residency at whatever it was, public house at the Orset, Essex in the late 60s, where he was playing jazz records. The Cabby Allen gold mine owner Sam Barrett and manager Kay Faulkner came to and offered Hill the legacy, something like that. Anyway, Hill stated this. They heard about me, and when I started the gold mine in Cabby Island in November 1932, people were they're trying to understand, hey, soul night. 1979, 1976, he promoted swing revival nights, okay? Playing music and of Cal Basie, Jamie Watchford, Chick Webb, and Betty Goodman. Started this short period of time. There was reported by Hill, something like that. The Goodman have a monopoly of GI uniforms, Scarlet Lip, Jive Dolls, Walls, promising music of Glenn Miller. Okay? I'm talking about the Glenn Miller of the Glenn Miller Orchestra. Yeah, that was right, okay. And those swing revival nights, okay? Glove goes followed with a brief trend swing fever, and a few months until it attracted the attention of some newspaper, at which the trend ended and returned to soul, funk, and jazz music, okay? Having completed a second set back in the Cabby's good mine in the early 1980s, Hill decided to quit the club scene in 1985 and concentrate on exciting duties and Sinbad O'Connor, who had originally discovered in 1987, something like that. Anyway, he just offered a weekend job in Hamburg on Radio 107 and she created Soul Beat. Holland was a key giver in the British funk in the late 70s, early 80s, something like that. Anyway, he worked in the record company man behind many of the first Brit funk tracks that would be settled the Brit funk movement and launched many acts in the inside record label alongside the late Nigel Gregg, something like that, who founded the label. Okay? Bands have included Lives in the World and Kyle, something like that. Alexis Betrays, something that has described him as perhaps the scene's biggest and most confidential name. Wow. With the despite his percentage of on-stage wackiness. I don't know what to say next, but you're telling me. Anyways, however, Hill have also been praised by pro DJ Giles Pearson, something like that, who said that he was an amazing DJ musically and said that he was British requirements without Larry Levon. So great chart success and British also. In 1975, he released a break-in novelty record, something like that. The song of Dickie Goodman, called Renaissance. Well, okay. which became a hit single in the UK during this Christmas season. On the record, Hill narrates using battle genres, song clips to tell a Christmas story. Okay, the record peaked at number 10 in the UK singles charts. Okay, in December that year. And in the early that following year, he released his cover single version of the closest hit, Yakky Yak, which is innovating right on, okay? Featuring its B-side of it failed the charts. However, later on, his second Christmas record, Beyond Santa, cut with the auto segments in a similar style of Random Santa, was more successful. Again with Right On the flip side, he was peaking number 10 in the charts in December 1986, okay? Both tracks was included snippets of other hits at the time, released in the Philips label. His follow release, Disco Santa, again in some same style, released in the Christmas 1988, failed the chart. Wow, okay. That same year, his short film was made in the British soul and funk music scene, and in the South called British Hustle, filming Cloud's nightclub in Bristol, and the Gold Mine Club in Gary Island. He'll appear as a later gold mine session in the film. Grant was DJ at Clouds, singing and playing a Swanee whistle over the records. While the courage dancers do the chagas and get on each other's shoulders, a world's newest dancer compassion was a chant as a joke response to the light dance circle bows, which Hill didn't like to see as his gigs. Wow. From 1979 until 2011, Hill ran the Racy Lane in for London. Hill also had a major involvement in the Kosher Soul Weekenders. Wow. Weekenders for Disney, ladies and gentlemen, from Laura, Tino, Carver, and Tish. Okay, makes more sense. Anyway, a DJ event which began in 1979 that took place twice each year until 2019. Wow. Eventually, the Kosher on Sea, but in later years, the Carbuncle Holiday Park with Great Wall, some of that England, anyway, is that England? Oh, it's in Guatemala. Never mind. Anyways, he organized with these long-term events, choir and music performed by Ricks. He died on 9/11/2025. He was 80 years old. The next step, top has to have Viv Prince, born Vivian Martin Prince. She was an English drummer. He was playing in various bands during the 60s, including Pretty Face. He was known for his wild and it was he, not she. Never mind. Wild and encouraging behavior. Okay, never mind. I'll shut up. Behavior. Anyway, okay, move on. Which gathered a lot of publicly in the group and influenced Keith Moon, born Varberth, England on August 9th, 1941. His father, Harry Prince, played the local jazz band. Viv's first interest was a guitar, but he switched over to drums. But after leaving school, he was briefly a tax officer, and he also started playing with local jazz bands, including his father's band as a hobby. His first professional work was a musician, was the traditional jazz bands Lenny, Baldwin's, Dolphins, Street Sex. Okay? In 1961. Okay, makes sense anyway. Whom he toured with Dead Market Mayhem. His first recording is 1962. He left them during the tour in Germany and to join Jazz Cardinals without work permanent. He soon had to return to London to make a name for himself as a session musician, collaborating with the made pop and records in the era. He joined Carl Lewis in the South in June 1963, something like that, with whom he recorded 3 singles. He could hit Your Mom's Out of Town alongside Jimmy Page. Well, this time he became the first British rock musician against a drug-related charge that was brought up in the court. He skied professional with the historic organized drama style and carries entertainment value. The Prince, anyways, was reportedly approached by young British rock bands such as the Kinks to become their drummer. In 1964, he was perhaps heard by Pretty Prince with the Joy, thus completing his first iconic lineup, but played the drums in their first two albums, Pretty Face and Get the Picture, both released in 1965. Anyways, Pretty Face album made the headlines but Wild Addicts. Wow, okay. Which were due in no small part to Prince. Heard by high informants, he was leaving to his drum store to roam along on the stage. Generally, after calling with whoever he went. Wow, okay. A young Keith Moon attended several Pretty Face concerts to study Prince's style. According to Jimmy Page, Prince was also the one that coined the nickname Moon the Loon for Keith. Wow, okay. Whom was Brian Jones, late Brian Jones, that is, of the Beach Boys, Dave Davies, John Elstley, and P.J. Bryan and the Beatles were on the friendly terms with. The man incarcerated in the terms of New Zealand in August 1965 during he was paralyzed around his vibrant skin pillbox hat. Wow. Carrying around the dead crayfish in the street and started probably pranks and setting fires on stage. Wow. Which resulted in a big amount of the brand publicly. Wow. Says me enough. Following the attention of the crew, he was thrown off the plane and was taken off the band home and after the tour. Wow. And had to make his own way back to England. Over time, he was missed some of the recording sessions, but more and more often. The band had to call up other drummers to replace him, including Bobby Graham, Mitch Mitchell, and Twink. Wow. His tenure with Pretty Face ended in mid-November 1965, when the band sacked him due to his growing unreliability. He was replaced by Skip Allen. Wow. After leaving the Pretty Face, Prince played with a bunch of Lot 5s and the Dave Larry Lane String Band. Okay. These are the drums during concerts in Honeycombs, The Who, and Hawk Wind. It was considered to become a drummer of the hip Jeff Beck group. For some time he went in the Knuckles Club in Soho, London, as he is acclaimed. So on the first rehearsal base from Jimi Hendrix in England. Prince had also claimed he was strong suggesting musicians to complete the lineup in the Jimi Hendrix experience. During the second half of the 60s, he contributed to LPs by Chris Barber, as his second section led by Carl McCartney, Twink, and McGall McKeer, something like that. Also joined by Jimi Hendrix, as well as released by a few singles of the members of the bands, such as Vamp, with Pete Sears, and members of Hollis and Clark, Kate, and a solo single called Light of the Charge British, or something like that. Prince is also reported to be involved in election campaign activity to screaming boards such Monster Rabbit Rooney Party, as well as he reported to expel the members of Hell's Angels for bad behavior. Wow. He's also went a few trial cases and survived a fire in his house. Wow. During the 80s, Prince would return to Robert Morgan for a while, playing the local soul band Sugar Stack. As in 2005, he was living near Fall Portugal. The Pretty Face won't record provided Prince a song in homage to him on their album Rage Before Beauty, released in 1999. On September 11, 2025, it was announced that Prince had died early that week at his home in Portugal. He was 84 years old. The next step, Tom has to Bruce DeMont. Born that name, he was an American syndicated radio political analyst and television presenter based in Chicago, Illinois. Okay? He was the host of Beyond the Beltway, Saturday talk radio show that was aired in 14 states around the United States, which was ended in production on January 19th, 2025. The program, which began in 1980s, Inside Politics, which also aired the television version on Chicago's secondary PBS station WYCC from 1996 until 2017, where WYCC went off the air. He got started broadcasting born June 18th, 1944 in New England, Connecticut. But as producer of WGN, he began his career in broadcasting, but as producer of WGN 720 AM in 1998. He was interrupted his radio career but to make his unsuccessful run for the seat in the Illinois Senate in 1970. Then returning for WGN, this time as producer for Howard Miller, something like that. A commercial radio personality, DeMalt gained his first on-air radio experience at WLTD, now WCGO, in Evan, Illinois, a 200,000 watt AM station at the time. It was at WLTD that he became nationally known as investigative reporter on subjects such as Watergate and the CIA. He then began focus on producing news and documentaries for local television. A documentary about teenage suicides on WBBM TV earned him an Iris Award, National Association of Television Programming. While another documentaries, this top one's about censorship in public libraries, earned him the Golden Grave Award for the American Bar Association. He then worked as a producer for Chicago's primary PBS station WTTW. And up the broadcast in 1983, married debates between Major J. Page, Brian Burns, and her Chicago challengers, Richard M. Daly and Howard Washington. DeMouse also produced TTW's Chicago's Tonight, and his on-camera work began in 1984. The producer's anchor for both the Republican National Convention and Democratic National Convention. He's also a co-founder and former president of the Museum Broadcast Commissions, which began developing in 1982. The MBC opened in June 1987 inside the River C Conventions Complex in 800 S. Wells Street in Chicago. They were created at the Chicago Circle Center 5 years later, which remained until December 2003. After 8.5 years of delays related to construction and finalizing, the NBC reopened its new location at 360 North State Street, on June 13th, 2012. In August 2016, DeMalt also stated that he had planned to retire as the museum's president. However, according to the website, Chicagoland Radio Media, officially DeMalt was probably retired from the NBC, claiming that the decision that he saw retiring his own. Although this was reality, there is far more behind it, including LH financial mismanagement and controversy surrounding his personal life. He officially retired from the NBC on New Year's Eve 2017. From 1987 to 2006, he was also host of Illinois Lawmakers, a television show covering localized news that originated in the Senate Capitol in Springfield, Illinois, during the months of the year when the Illinois General Administration was in session. Wow, let me check and see what Illinois. Yeah, I was correct. Okay. DeMalt was a member of the Peabody Awards Board of Jurors from 1992 to 1998. As a nephew of Howard Allen B. Wilmot, founder of DeMalt Television Network. Wow. He had one child, a daughter, from his first marriage, Marcia DeMalt. Second marriage with Cabinet Ombudsman from May 1992 to her death of cancer in December 1992. DeMalt began dating Kevin for a while in 1997. They were married in September 20th, 2023 until DeMott's death. Their father was a prison sentence from 2011 to 2016 for publishing online distributing for child photography. Wow. He died from commissions for cancer in Chicago on September 10th, 2025. He was 81 years old. The next step, top has to do with Charlie Kirk. Now, I'm not going to read everything in regards to him, but that's just me. Anyways, born Charles James Kirk. He was an American conservative political analysis, author, and media personality. He co-founded the student organization Turning Point USA, TPUSA for short, in 2012. He was an executive director. He was the chief executive officer, Turning Point Action, as a member of the Council for National Policy. In his later years, he was one of the most powerful voices of the populist MAGA movement in the Republican Party. Born in Chicago suburbs on October 14th, 1993, in the Original Heights and Quality Heights, Kirk briefly attended Harvard College. Mark dropped out after one semester to political activism full time. Under his leadership, TPUSA developed several alpha groups, including Turbo Point Action, Turbo Point Faith. His latter aim, nomination, religious communities around similar issues. Kirk also hosted the Charlie Kirk Show, Kirk's talk radio program. Kirk is also credited to expressions youth involvement involving expanding commercial from set of beliefs to maintain movement. Turning Point USA, which founded by Kirk and legally led by his wife. Sponsoring events such as the Young Black Leadership Conference with that. Kirk also responded to traditional Christian values such as the work ethic and being an asset to the community. Kirk also expanded TPUSA's some of that influence with instruments such as the professional watch list and the school board watch list, and with the aim of spreading conference ideals of liberal league colleges. A key ally to President Donald Trump. He promoted coverage and Trump allied causes. He opposed a variety of controversial views, especially regarding his opposition to gun control, abortion, and LGBTQ community rights. Integration of the civil rights movement of 1984, Martin Luther King Jr. is a portion of the Christian denomination, COVID-19 proliferation, a great replacement, commercial therapy, false claims, and financial fraud in 2020. Earlier this week, Kirk was shot and killed while speaking at TV USA, public debate in that event on the Utah Valley University campus. His death gathered international attention and led to a combination of public violence by provincial Democratic and international figures. Charles Kirk was 31 years old. He has 2 children at that time. He was married to Erica Foss in 2021. My next step topic has to do with Polly Holiday. Born Polly Dean Holiday, she was best known as an American actress who appeared on stage, television, and film. She was best known for her portrayal of sassy waitress Florence Green Canterbury in the 1976 sitcom Alice. A role for she earned 2 Golden Globe Awards. It would later inspire her short-lived spin-off role. Her character's catchphrase of "Kiss my grits," my dad, reminded the most memorable line associated with the series Alice. In 1984, Holiday won the Saturn Award for Best Supporting Actress as well as Mrs. Ruby Deagle in Gremlins. This is a great movie. Anyways, she was born in Jasperville, Alabama on July 2nd, 1947. The daughter of Ernest Dolly Holiday, a truck driver, and Velma Dolly Holiday, the Shade. She was grew up in Charlesburg. Her brother Doyle was a boyhood friend of Jim Neighbors. Wow, the way Jim Neighbors of Gomer Pyle. Golly. Anyways, who was living in nearby Saugalia. Holiday attended the Alabama College of Women and Majaro, now known as the University of anyway, in the late 50s, and she was expelled in the theater department, playing the lead roles in Ladies Not for Burn, Meta. She was graduated in 1959 with a degree in piano. Wow. She went on to Florida State University, spent the first phase of her career, earned respect for the classical stage. She was working piano teacher in native Alabama, then to Florida. She began her professional acting career as a member of the National Theater Company. In South Florida, she spent staying for 10 years. Her career began with this. In 1972, Holly moved to New York City and appeared in Alex Shaw's play, Wedding Band in the Public Theater. More than a year later, she was cast as Bobby hit All Over That Town. While working on All Over Town, she befriended the play's director Dustin Hoffman, who also played Captain Hook in 1991 Steven Spielberg film Hook, which by the way will be great. Who she later appeared in the 1976 movie All the Testament. Okay, that makes sense. In 1976, same year, 1976, Holiday was cast in which would become her major breakthrough. And Sassy Man Hungry, Waitress, Flo, Barrow's Florence G. Cosberry on Alice. A sitcom aired on CBS, her character coined the popular catchphrase, "Kiss My Grits." Wow. Which became the part of American Virgin era. Holiday starred as Alice from 1976 to 1980. Anyways, it moved to her own short-lived spin-off show, Flo, in which Flo moved back home to Texas to Arizona. The show was successful during its first season, but ratings declined during the following season due to a time change. It was canceled in 1981. In 1983, Holly joined the cast of CBS sitcom Private Benjamin during a temporary replacement of series regular Ellen Brandon, who was recovering from the series' injuries after being struck by a car. She made appearances on television shows including The Golden Girls as Rose Noble's blind sister Lily, the recurring role as Jill Taylor's mother, Home Improvement. Wow. As a regular character, The Client. Holly's notable film was including appearances on All President's Men, 1976's Martin Dollar Secretary, some of that. Moving over Pryor in 1988, Mrs. Doubtfire in 1993, The Parent Trap in 1998. In 1984 hit Gremlins, she's also played Rufus Monster Ruby Deagle, winning the Saturn Award for Best Supporting Actress. Final credit was the 2010 film Fair Game, which I've not seen yet, in which she played Nadia Palm, the mother of Barry Palm. On Broadway, she appeared on revivals obviously All Ladies in 1986 as Margaret Boozer and won Dolly Ritual Sweet Old Aunties on Count Off the Tin Roofs in 1990. Was she nominated for Tony Award for Best Feature Actress in the Play for her portrayal of Big Mama. Painted in 1994, neighbor Flo Owens. In 2000, she appeared as London Lincoln, Sarah, the revival of Arthur Lincoln's Time of the Cuckoo. In 2000, she was inducted in the Administrative Screen Hall of Fame. Personal Life and Death. Holiday was a polyist when that was sang the St. Andrew's Opera Choir in Malibu, Alabama. In January 2010, she appeared herself in the virtual advertising campaign for Emmanuel Church. In New York City, she sang in Emmanuel Grace Church Choir Greenwich Village, ran a chamber music series there. At acquiring her health, Holly died of a professional bout in phenobia in her home in Manhattan, New York City. On September 9th, 2025, she was 88 years old. She was the last surviving member of the original cast of Alice. She never married or had any children. The next step top has to have Sally Sashi, something like that. Born Sally Irene Rogers. She was an American actress, model, photographer who made about 20 films and appearances between 1964 until 1969. Born Sally Irene Rogers in San Diego, California, on June 25th, 1943, she began her career as a model, becoming a Miss Beauty Pageant winner, and was a Miss America runner-up. Okay, according to her, she discovered in 1964 by the director of her nearby her home, in Los Angeles, California, who asked her if she wanted to star in the Beach Party film. She soon landed a 7-year contract at American International Pictures. Her first appearance was a sober girl in the film Muscle Beach Party in 1964. Wow, okay. She also appeared in Bikini Beach and Pajama Party, both also in 1964. She also made appearances in various Beach Party films, including Beach Blanket Bingo in 1965, House of Sub and Wild Bikini in 1965, same year, and Dr. Goldfoot and the Bikini Machine in the same year. She also appeared in the Beach Party films, began part of Lana Bent, who have been both having similar facial features and top-notch hairdos. They were also known for as Broken Girls. Wow. Anyways, they were also pushing for opposite ends and crowds of stars in the films. Anyways, when the Beach Party craze ran in the chorus, Sash played drag strip groupies, Fire Chicks, and the like of Fire Bell 500 in 1966, Fire Alley 1967, and Devil's Angels in the same year, 1967. During the biker film, it was a very different thing of a beach movie, she told Tom Bensley in an interview from the 2001 book, Fantasy Families with 67. All the familiarity and accordance in the beach movies was gone. She was also appeared alongside Chandler in another Beach Party film regular Frankie Avalon in The Million Eyes Submarine in the same year, 1967. Afterwards, she's only seen in the films Trip 1967, described by Hollywood Reporter as probably her best known role in Hot Wild Streets 1988, and as in the episode of the television series Max in 1989, before she ended her acting career. She has also been part of the roles in Crosby, Stills, Knox, and Young for 2 years as a professional photographer. In that capacity, she attended the Almond Free concert. Remember the killing of Meredith Hunter. Wow. Although she is a man and had already left the concert at the time of the killing, becoming aware of the sinful violence event. She will spend the 70s living as an artist in Europe. Wow. Upon return to the U.S., she earned a Bachelor's of Fine Arts and a Master's degree in Psychology. Personal life and death. In 1963, she's married pre-medical student and folk singer Peter Sashi. He was 23, she was 19. On July 12, 1966, Peter was killed in a plane crash alongside friend, couple, and the husband of Sally's spelled Beach Party film colleague Linda Bent, Philip G. Bent, and the film covered 8 at 6, owned and powered by Philip G. Bent. Crashed near the Boone, D.C. beach area while Joliet was pulled too low. The accident took place in the front of the building Bent and other beachgoers. At the time of the accident, Sally was in Hong Kong filming The Million Eyes of Submarine. Upon being notified of her husband's death, she was abandoned the shooting and returned to the United States. This is a real mark of my life, she would explain. I was struggling emotionally because I felt like that my heart was being ripped out into pieces. Wow. She later added this. After Pete's funeral, I moved back to Los Angeles and tried to keep busy. And then while the studio was very great, I kept her on the contract, still doing films like The Trip and Wild in the Streets. After she was widowed, this was the beginning of the big change in my life. The fairy tales was still erupted and blew up. I felt very sad for a long, long time. It had to do to keep my head above water to make myself feel good. In the early 70s, she was in a relationship with singer Jackson Brown. When Sashi became her, something finder for her. She died of unknown causes in her home in California City, California on September 8th, 2025. She was 82 years old, according to her niece, Catherine Strawberry. But next step, topic has to do with Derry Power. Born that name, he was an Irish actor, born in Zagwell Country, Cork, on March 29, 1945. He appeared in the first production of Bennon's Barnes and The Queer Spell and Dublin's Pike Beer in 1954. He is best known for playing management genius Sylvan Spagan in the BBC television sitcom following the rise of Rabgon Parian. With classic line, would you be having a jug there? With a symbol, tongue-tied Irishman, the land and bogs, and the Phil people. In a long stage career, he spelled in many plays in the Abbey Theatre. He appeared on television series from Z Cars and Bossy Kiss Angel, and many other films he made in Ireland. He also appeared in the 1992 movie Far and Away, in the 2001 film Disco Pigs, which I have seen, and the 2006 film The Tiger's Tail, which I have seen as a Bob Show review. But anyway, during early 2016, something like that, starring Kiss, calls The Quiet Land, and Barbie and the Cosmics in the Burry Spear, anyway, Cafe Dublin. He also appeared in Super Grands and Fabulous in Frog in 1985. He died on September 5th, 2025. He was 9 years old. My step topic has to do with Mark Volman. Born Mark Randall Volman, he was an American vocalist, guitarist, and songwriter. He was best known as a founding member of the 1960s rock band The Turtles, and also was a bandmate and friend of Howard Caden, a member of the 1970s rock duo Flo and A, where he used the phenomenon Flo, short for the Charge Bleach when that. Involvement was also became a standout figure upon the Frank Zappa's band, The Mother's Invention. Born in Los Angeles, California, April 19th, 1947, the Jewish father and a Catholic mother. He grew up in Westchester, suburb of the United States, Los Angeles, while he formed the Pile Turtles band, Crossfires, when that. He graduated from Westchester High School in 1965. His career began with music and then film career. It goes like this. He and Howard Caden were founding members of the Turtles, popular band of the late 60s. In December 1988, the MEE magazine reported that Baldwin has insured his natural crazy hair of $100,000 against fire, theft, or loss due to illness. Wow. As the band folded, Baldwin and Caden discovered that the terms in their contract referred by them to use not only the name The Turtles, but also their own names. Caden and Baldwin were exhorted by Frank Zappa to join the Mother's Invention. They also worked together on Throwing A in the music. In film, they provide music and voices for animated films like Down and Dirty's documentary. In radio broadcast in 1971, Baldwin appeared on the soundtracks to Frank Zappa's Hollywood's documentary film 200 Motels. In 2015, Caden and Baldwin celebrated a 50th year touring and performing more than 60 concerts a year. Billed as the Turtles, featuring Flo and A. Wow. We're Happy Together's tour. A classical review format show featuring some of the popular bands of the mid to late 60s musical era. During this tour in 2015, Ballman was diagnosed with throat cancer. Wow. But was declared cancer-free in 2016. According to Hollywood Reporter, Ballman and Kagan was all have been leading the charge against the incorporated use of their music and using the state-based musical violation corporation SIC SIC for short, and unfair combinations. Anyway, claims that because sound recordings only began failing following under federal copyright protection in 1972. Wow. Kagan's retirement due to health issues in 2018. Wow. Vaughn was the last original member of the Turtles who still performed with the band. In 2023, he also co-wrote his biography with John Colley, several other former bandmates and colleagues, to tell Happy Together, My Musical Adventures of the Turtles, Frank Zappa, T-Rex, Faraday, and more. Okay, makes sense anyway. Anyways, his scholarship career began with this. In 1992, at age 45, Ballman started his bachelor's degree in Margaret University. He was also an active undergraduate member of the choir and the founding father of the California Child Chapter in Sigma Pi and Professions. Anyway, he also graduated with a BA degree in 1997 the master's called Right. It was a class foundation speaker. Okay? During the speech that he led the graduates and choirs to have Happy Together. CBS TV News covered Coleman's graduation as an interview with his parents, who were proposed as his son's accomplishments. He earned a master's degree in fine arts with a master's in screenwriting in 1999. And also from Bavara, since that time he taught music business and industry courses in the commissions of fine arts department lawyer. He also taught courses in the commercial music program in Los Angeles Valley College. He also later became an associate professor and coordinator of the entertainment industry studies program at Belmont University and Mike Korb College of the entertainment music business anyway, and conducted seminars about the music industry. About relation junior high school to university level. In addition, he offered consulting of music business and entertainment through the website Ask Professor Flaw. Personal life and death. Ballman married his high school sweetheart, Patricia Lee Hinckley, in January 1957. They were married for 25 years. The couple had 2 daughters, Serena Mary and Holly Lai Ballman. Ballman married his second wife, Emily, in 2000. They were divorced in 2015. In June 2023, Ballman disclosed he had been diagnosed with early body dementia. He died on September 5th, 2025. He was 78 years old. The cause of blood disease. Now let's do them all such prevention regards to not 1, not 2, but 8 death topics right now. Thank you. Rest in peace, these 8 following people that I discussed my Crazy Bunch WebShow episode, something like that. And we got to talk about Twisted Sister. There are 2 news reports about Twisted Sister right now. Anyways, Twisted Sister will rock again in 2026. And here it follows. Twisted Sister forever twisted. Okay? Now, what that means is, after Ryan commercial, the commercial is Afromonium. They're celebrating the 50th anniversary next year of Twisted Sister. Now, give it the screen, I Wanna Rock one more time. Twisted Sister is officially returning in 2026 to celebrate 50 years of loud, proud, and apologetic heavy metal. Long Island Legends, numerous hits were like We're Not Gonna Take It, and I Wanna Rock, last toured in 2016 with John and Mike Bargy, following the passing of AJ Peril. Their 2026 comeback will feature the return of Joe Franchel on drums, who last played with the band during the Live Loves for Suckers era, along with bassist Russell Precious, from that a long-time collaborator with Dee Snider's solo project. While Days and Cities remain under wraps, the anniversary tour promises to be global. Tours will be details are expected soon. Fellow guitarist manager J.J. French and Presley Summit saying this. Beginning on February 2nd, 1976, a little bar called the Turtleneck Inn in Hunter Mountain, New York. Dee Snider and Ojeda and I have called ourselves Twisted Sister, and should soar for nearly 5 decades. Through multiple professional changes and 1,000 performances, we are proud to celebrate a milestone that once felt unthinkable. A 50-year anniversary. We are celebrating a music and performance legacy that has and will continue to inspire millions of fans around the world. Twisted forever twisted. Lead guitarist AOJS added this. 50 years on, and Twisted Sister is still the soundtrack of very label, and the reason to turn it up. And frontman Dee Snider stated this: if you are lucky enough to be in the band that people still want to see after 50 years, how can you not answer that call? In 2026, Twisted Evan's Sister will hit the stages around the world because we still want to rock. Now, that's all for that topic, because I have not seen the rest of it. But anyway, now let's move on. Is that something? Let's move on. Let's move on to another topic, and that's history for you. Now, Tipper Gore is having Twisted Sister in the fight to put warning labels on music's happening. About celebrating will be 4 years ago this week. Okay, so what happens is I'm not celebrating. It's just terrifying. I know. Now, Dee Snider stands out prominently in the room full of suits and ties. Wow. The singer of heavy metal band Twisted Sister inspired giant jeans and a cutoff demonstrative vest, and has long, curly black hair. Wow. Today is September 19th, 1985. Snider, 30 years old, front Congress and opposed added warning labels to albums and to explicit lyrics. He put his band's biggest hit, We're Not Gonna Take It. It's one of the songs that stirred up the debate in Washington, D.C. Wow, because, I mean, I'm in D.C. twice. You can't do this, man. Now, Snider began to, his testimony by clarifying explanations about his appearance. He described himself as a faithful Christian and what did not concern alcohol and use drugs. Exactly. Thank you, D. He argues that adults are also already have the necessary information when buying music in their children. As a parent myself and the rap fan, I know that when I see an album cover with several goat heads and in the middle of the paragraph between a woman's legs, that's not the kind of album I want my son to be listening to, he said. Snider and several other musicians, including guitarist Frank Zappa and country singer John Denver, are taking a stand against Parent Music Resource Center, or PMRC for short. It's very co-founded by Tipper Gore, the wife of Senator and very Vice President Al Gore. PMRC argues the music industry to take responsibility for the influence of kids and teens. In her testimony, Tipper Gore pushed back against claims that the community wants to censor content. I don't know about this, but don't tell me about it. Now, labeling more liberal more than true of its packaging but now a primary principle in our free enterprise system, Gore said during the hearing. Without labeling parental guidance is virtually impossible. Witness for the PMC president, slideshows of Varn's art and Maria Jeshibel's lyrics aloud. Pastor named Jeff Ling realizes that some teenagers have died by suicide after listening to bands like AC/DC. Wow, I listen to AC/DC a lot, but die from suicide from teenagers? Wow. Shocking, man, no. Many albums today include songs that encourage suicide, violent revenge, sexual violence, okay, so I'm not gonna say that word again, sorry. And violence was just violence sake, Ling said. Now, Gore, the PMRC, eventually achieved their goals. 2 months after the hearing, they struck a deal with the recording industry on the alleged placement of sticker leads, parent industry explicit lyrics. Exactly. In the bottom right corner of the certain albums. Wow. The result, stores like Walmart stopped carrying any records that bears this label. It was some in the music industry named the tipper sticker. Okay. Industry and the artists range from Earth, Wind, Fire, Ice-T claims that these warnings actually boost their sales. The sticker on the record was what they make it else so good, Ice-T said in his 1989 song, Freedom of Speech. Wow. In 1987, Gore appears in NPR's Fresh Art to discuss parental control music. Birthday, anyway. Host Terry Groves questioned Gore about the special effects of labeling, saying this. Just don't know about a lot of parents who do the rock and roll shopping for their teenagers, Groves said. Don't just drop them off and let the children shop. Anyway, sure, some of them do, and some they probably don't, Gore responded. I mean, I don't. Now, parent advisory labels are still present today. Although there remains voluntary in some of the regular labels, wherever the album includes a small black and white rectangle on the cover. Now, but these days, buying music by the kids and or their parents have largely been replaced by streaming. Wow. Which were counted for 84% of the U.S. music industry review in 2023. Where personal advisory stickers will still serve as a clear more guide points, they remain difficult to determine at all costs. That's history for you. In about 4 years ago this week. That's we're in Sunday now, so there we go. Anyways, last topic of the day, and that is of course. And I was going to talk about this last week, but I'll talk about it this week. Anyways, it's about Beast Boys, the boys out there, claims to be been fired by Warner Brothers after Parkinson's disease, the diagnosis. Anyway, now I'm sorry, Greg Sipes doesn't want to be fired at all. So, from Teen Titans and the original and the stupid Teen Titans Go one. I'm sorry, but he doesn't deserve to be fired. Anyways, Greg Sipes, the actor who voiced Beast Boy on Teen Titans Go, that show sucks, had been taking to social media to air his frustration over the claims he was fired. Wow, I was upset. Upon an Instagram post about Side Spy from the Cartoon Network series, the voice actor realized he was in Judge's White Cut after sharing personal health news. Warner Bros. Really fired me on Valentine's Day 2025, and right after I publicly stared my Parkinson's diagnosis, Sipes said. I don't know, Sipes. It's just too much, you know? In the second comment he added, it's like a death to me, but only the fans can bring back to life. Warner Bros. Do better, you know? Sipes has voiced Beast Boy throughout the show's 9-season run-up so far, starting in 2013, which I graduated high school, by the way. During which career at Cartoon Network, the actor had previously voiced the character during Teen Titans in 2003. Not 2013. You were close, deadline. But anyway, which ran for 5 seasons. Anyways, a source close to an animated series known for the role of a Beast Boy in Teen Titans Go, which sucks, by the way. Anyways. The podcast is being recast due to the creative differences. And this decision was responsive to Science help diagnose the revision. In addition, Deadline hears that Science was offered the voice of a different character on the show, which he was already recorded lines for. It was a development deal for eventual starring vehicle in the future. Now, I'm sorry, but this is a stupid thing to say, you know? Other characters Science's voice in his career include Michelangelo, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2012 series. Kevin Limbaugh and the Ben 10 franchise began with the Ben 10 Aryan Force. Iron Fist, Ultimate Spider-Man. Chiro, which I grew up with, by the way, in Super Robot Monkey Team Power Force Go. And Splat and Robo Splat. Okay, makes sense. In the post from April, this way awareness and Parkinson's disease. Science series gratitude to the studio. Ryan, huge thanks to Warner Bros. But keep me working the Beast Boy. I created for 25 years, and throughout all this challenging Parkinson's health stuff, felt very good. To nevertheless shine on Parkinson's Awareness Month. I agree with Science 1,000,000% on this one. Let's make that happen. And this just make more sense. So, let's make a comment for Sipes. I pray for Scred Sipes in this difficult time. But you know, that's just me. So, with that being said, that's all with the topics for today. I was going to do more, but nah. I'll wait till another week. That was the Crazy Bunch Web Shows number 123. Hope you enjoy it. Today is going to be a brand new episode of Crazy Bunch Web Show. I'm not sure we're going to be about this yet, but we'll figure this out to yourselves. Now, man, excuse me. I'm going to do my one-time episode, and I got to get ready for, let's say, either that or I'll just wait till Mom gets home. Well, we'll figure this out. And I'll do boring jokes because I'm really close to be starving. But anyway, after this boring jokes for episode, because I'm gonna get ready for do other things. Till next time, so just my baby, we're moving out. See ya.